Live from our studios in downtown Salisbury, this is the 47 ABC News Hour.
New tonight, residents of a Worcester County town outraged. We'll tell you what's making the water in their sinks brown.
And coming up in sports, the Redskins entered Week 10 coming off a huge comeback win against Seattle. Could they make it 2 straight against the NFC North leading Minnesota Vikings? We'll tell you in sports.
And the sun returns tomorrow, but it stays a bit on the cooler side. I'll have the full forecast coming up.
With that, good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Ryan Eldridge.
And I'm Julian Sador. The 47 ABC News Hour starts right now.
We begin with tonight's top story. Residents in Pocomoke have been living with an issue that has been affecting their everyday life for several decades.
The water flowing from their taps is brown and stinky, but city leaders plan to change that. 47 ABC's Erica Murphy joins us with more about this quality of life issue and what leaders have in the works to address it.
There's been a problem here in Pocomoke for the last 3 decades. City officials say it centers around residents' drinking water, and it has to do with these steel pipes.
When they cut the section of pipe out, this is what we found, and this is dry now, but when it was wet, you run your fingers and they're completely black.
City manager Bobby Cowger says the city's water is passing through these old steel pipes that were installed when the Heights neighborhood was built back in the 50s. He grew up in the city and says water quality has been an issue since the 70s. However, one family who just moved to the area only discovered the problem after they bought a house.
For us, it wasn't just the fact that we were not able to drink the water, we weren't even able to bathe properly. I mean, the stench in the shower you have to turn on the water for several minutes just to get the stench out of the bathroom.
Pastor Wayne Ayre says when he saw how the water was hurting his family, he decided to take action. He hired a company to come in and install equipment to clear it up.
We moved into this community thinking that we were coming to this home and you weren't going to have this intensity of an issue with an 11-year-old coming downstairs bawling her eyes out. And I don't mean to embarrass her, but it was true because her hair was orange and not a thing you could do about it.
Cowger and the city also have plans. They say they're ready to move forward with an overhaul, one that's expected to cost around $500,000. Cowger says the plans are already underway, and he's going to rely on the city's own Public Works Department for the project. Residents here in the Heights say they've tried to fix the issue on their own, paying thousands of dollars to try to get their water clear. But as you can see, it's still murky. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel. City officials say they plan to start repairing pipes and replacing them by as soon as next month. In Pocomoke City, Erica Murphy, 47 ABC.
Erica, thank you. Cowger says although the water looks and smells bad, it doesn't pose a public health risk. He also tells 47 ABC that he got an estimate from a private contractor and got sticker shock because the price to replace pipes on just one street was $50,000.
That's why he plans to use the city's own Public Works Department. He says that will only cost $10,000 for the same stretch of the street. Overall, the project to replace the old pipes in the Heights area is expected to be about $500,000.
And Pocomoke city leaders say there's plenty of blame to go around when it comes to the city's water issue. They tell 47 ABC exclusively that they are troubled that one of the firms contracted to oversee big projects didn't do something sooner.
City manager Bobby Cowger says the firm shouldn't shoulder all the blame. He says several city administrators dropped the ball by failing to get the city's water cleared up. Regardless, he plans to meet with the engineering firm that oversees all of the major public works projects to ask why they didn't do something sooner.
Well, I want to put them on notice and let them know that, hey, if I don't see some results coming from the piping that I'm going to do and the water coming through, then, granted, we may have to look at new engineers or some new eyes or some new vision of what's going on.
Cowger tells 47 ABC that the city has paid George, Miles, and Burr to oversee all the city's major projects.
He also says the city has been working with GMB for about 20 years.
Good evening, Delmarva, and happy Monday. It was a very chilly weekend. Today, it kind of stayed chilly out there. There's even a little bit of mist. You can see the ground is wet here in Rehoboth Beach. This is our Victoria's Restaurant Skycam. Most places dry though and just cloudy. Temperatures currently in the 40s, so it's chilly out there. 43 in Dover, Salisbury at 46, Ocean City sitting at 46 degrees as well. We didn't climb much higher than that for afternoon highs. We were at 47 this afternoon in Salisbury and Ocean City, and we hit 48 in Georgetown. So well below average. Our average high is now 60, and tomorrow it looks like we're in for another cool day, but at least the sun will be back for your Tuesday. A front is pushing off the coast, an area of low pressure as well. Behind it, again, that sunshine returns tomorrow, but it will stay on the cool side, maybe a couple degrees warmer tomorrow, and then much warmer as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. But that warm up doesn't last much longer. It gets cold again. I'll come back with the 7-day forecast in a few minutes. Ryan.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much. In Easton, a man who allegedly assaulted his girlfriend using a shed door is now behind bars. The suspect is identified as Christopher Till, a 51-year-old who allegedly got into an argument with his girlfriend after they went to a party earlier in the night. According to the report, the couple returned to their home on Aurora Street, and that's when Stango tried to get away from Till. Now, when that happened, Till reportedly slammed her wrist in a shed door, causing her wrist to swell up, bruise, and bleed. Till was arrested and charged with domestic assault in the 2nd degree. He is currently being held without bond. And a man responsible for a string of armed robberies in Delaware was caught on Sunday. Cody Reeves, who you see here on your screen, is charged with 4 counts of robbery, among others. Police say the 24-year-old first robbed a gas station in Milton on Friday, November 3rd. He then robbed a Rehoboth Beach tobacco store 2 days later. Now, the very next day, Monday, November 6th, Reeves targeted a gas station in Rehoboth Beach, right there on your screen. His last known robbery was at a Millsboro convenience store. That was last Tuesday, November 7th. Now, Reeves is being held at the Sussex Correctional Institution on a more than $300,000 secured bond. Meanwhile, in Dover, police are searching for the 4 suspects who reportedly robbed and assaulted a man walking down the street over the weekend. Police say it happened around 7 p.m. on Saturday along Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard near River Road. 47 ABC has learned that the 28-year-old victim was tackled, shot with a BB gun, and assaulted after he refused to empty his pockets. Police tell us that the attackers got away with the victim's cell phone. Right now, police only know that they are looking for what appeared to be 4 juveniles. They have no better description at this point. Anyone with information related to this incident is asked to call Delaware Crime Stoppers at 1-800-847-3333. And of course, to learn more about these stories or any others that you see tonight, just head on over to our website, 47abc.com.
An Eastern Shore local could end up serving in President Donald Trump's cabinet. Today, the president tweeting out that he's nominating Alex Azar II to become the nation's next Health and Human Services Secretary, also known as the HHS. Azar graduated from Parkside High School and has spent the last 15 years in healthcare. Part of that time, he served as Deputy Secretary for the HHS, so he is familiar with the position. Azar spoke at UMES last year on business and personal success. 47 ABC spoke to the professor who coordinated the visit and had worked with Azar in the past. He says the fact Azar chose to speak at UMES shows a lot about how he feels about the area.
I think that speaks a lot to his character and his belief in the Eastern Shore that, this is the land that raised me. Let me give something back.
Azar's nomination comes after former HHS Secretary Tom Price resigned back in September during an investigation about his use of taxpayer funds to allegedly use charter jets.
All right, coming up, a new accuser speaks out describing her encounter with Alabama Senate nominee Roy Moore, what she said, and how lawmakers are responding.
Plus, hundreds are dead and thousands injured after a major earthquake hit the Middle East. We have the latest.
Plus, right after the break, I'll come back with your complete forecast. You're watching 47 ABC because local matters.
Find these stories and more at 47abc.com. You're watching the 47 ABC News Hour with Ryan Eldridge, Julian Sador, Jeff Harris with sports, and Chief Meteorologist Daniel Johnson with weather. The 47 ABC News Hour continues right now.
And welcome back, Delmarva, on this Monday evening. The sun is down, of course, but earlier today, we didn't see a lot of sunshine, especially in most spots. However, the far western parts of the shore, Cambridge, Easton, saw a little bit of sunshine today, but most of us, the clouds held strong and temperatures were below average. Our average high is 60. We hit 47, and that happened at 1:56 in the afternoon, to be exact. And then temperatures just started to drop off. Right now, we're at 46 degrees, and there's actually a bit of a wind chill. There's a breeze out of the north and northwest. It feels like 41 right now in Salisbury, so it's one of those days where you kind of just want to wear a sweater or a sweatshirt, try to keep yourself as warm as you can with all those clouds and the cool temperatures around. That north wind, a little bit breezy, not helping the case, and those winds are between 10 and 15 miles per hour. A look at the cloud cover kind of hanging out along the eastern shore. Rain, though, that we saw early this morning pushing offshore, and we're going to start to see the skies slowly clear as we head into the overnight hours tonight, and then temperatures dropping off quickly. Temperatures down into the mid-30s for overnight lows. North winds will begin to lighten up a little bit, and then look at tomorrow. We warm up by maybe a couple degrees to maybe 3 or 4 degrees in some spots, but overall it is going to be another cool day with temperatures right around the 50-degree mark. Some spots, maybe Dover, might stay in the upper 40s, but most of us should climb a little bit above 50. At least the sun will be out tomorrow, and that will make it feel a little bit better too. Futurecast shows the clearing as we head through tonight, and then the temperatures will be dropping through tonight. Tomorrow, one more day with a bit of a cool pattern, and then we'll start to warm up as we head into Wednesday with partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies, maybe a few extra clouds as we head into your Wednesday. So as we wake up tomorrow morning, we're going to look at blue skies. Lots of sunshine out there, 36 degrees, so it will be a very chilly start to your Tuesday, so be sure to bundle up. You might need that sweatshirt even in the afternoon with temperatures only in the low 50s. We hit 60 come Thursday, back down to near 50 Friday, back up into the 60s on Saturday, so a bit of a roller coaster ride, but then a very strong front pushes through Saturday night, picks up our wind speeds and brings in some cooler air, highs only in the 40s for Sunday and Monday. Ryan and Julian.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much. With that, it's time to announce tonight's first winner of our fall gas giveaway.
That was a pretty poor drum roll, but here, congratulations to William Rust of Georgetown. Call in by 7 tonight to claim your $50 ExxonMobil gift card. That number to call is 443-783-5109.
All right, William, way to represent Sussex County there. We'll announce the next winner in the second half hour of our newscast. Be sure to register. Check out the contest page on 47abc.com.
We have 2 winners every weeknight through November 22nd.
Coming up after the break, the Salisbury University football team, bowl bound.
There we go.
We have the full details about their matchup right after the break.
Plus, we preview our upcoming feature highlighting one cross-country runner from Dover High School who is stopping at nothing to pursue her passion. This is 47 ABC because local matters.
Check out our Skycams online at 47abc.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Sports anchor Jeff Harris, also an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Eagles are doing really well right now. I wish I could say the same for my Redskins because they had a tough matchup yesterday as the Vikings came in and really, I don't know if there was a defense on the field for the Redskins because the Vikings had their way.
Well, the thing about it was a really high-scoring game. So we're talking about 68 points combined. We'll get to the highlights in just a minute, but tough matchup. You mentioned it. For the Skins, they came into this game actually kind of on a bit of a high. They came in after a huge comeback win, had a lot of momentum against Seattle in Week 9. So see if they could carry it in a little bit heading in against Minnesota. We're going to see. So a big test yesterday afternoon for the Skins, who hosted Case Keenum and the emerging Minnesota Vikings, who came into the game riding a 4-game win streak. Vikings here up 28-17 in the third quarter, and Keenum finds Jarius right off the slant route for the 7-yard score. Minnesota going to extend their lead to 18. Washington would add a field goal later in the quarter and would actually open the fourth with nearly a pick six. DJ Swearinger jumps in front of Kyle Rudolph, the Vikings tight end, takes the ball all the way down to the Minnesota 1-yard line, and just 2 plays later, Kirk Cousins, Washington's QB, actually going to keep it. The QB keeper here, he rolls out to his left and dives in for the touchdown. Skins making this just a one-score game, but Julian just turned away. Too much firepower for the Vikes defense down the stretch in this one. Danielle Hunter forcing his way into the backfield and sacking Cousins. Vikings, they march into FedEx Field and take one on the road 38-30, moving to 7-2 on the season, including 5 straight wins. Washington will travel to take on the Red Hot Saints on Sunday in New Orleans. The UMES Hawks were back in action last night, taking on the University of Maryland out at College Park, so big matchup for them. Maryland started with some hot shooting by junior Dion Wiley. He knocks down the 3 from the elbow. Wiley would actually go on to score Maryland's first 6 points of this game. UMES trying to match it. Tyler Jones gets the pass and knocks down a 3. Then freshman guard Cameron Baycoat comes off the screen. He's going to pull up and knock down the mid-range jumper. Jones and Baycoat, they combined for 16 of the Hawks' 18 first-half points. UMES will trail the Terps big 48-18 heading into the locker room. Second half, more hot shooting from Maryland. Kevin Herter there knocks down a 3. Then a bit later, Terps going to work the ball around, hit Bruno Fernando down low underneath. Julian, check this out. Finishes and the flex. Strong end one down low for him. And cool moment here at the end of the game. Check this out. Off the steal, former Parkside High School star Colin Gaynor, so a high school right up the road from us, gets the pass and slams one home for UMES. The Hawks would fall in this one, dropping 96-43. The SU football team will play on for one more week. This was a great announcement earlier today. The Eastern College Athletic Conference announced earlier this afternoon that the Seagulls have been selected to participate in the ECAC Division III Football Fest this Saturday. Salisbury will take on Ithaca College in the Scotty Whitelaw Bowl Saturday afternoon at Delaware Stadium, which of course is located on the campus of the University of Delaware. Kickoff in this one scheduled for 5 o'clock. Another local team, the Wesley Wolverines, will also be in action this Saturday when they play host to RPI in the first round of the NCAA Division III football tournament. Wesley started the season with a loss, but Julian, they lost to Delaware Valley, and they've gone on to win 9 straight, including a 10-point win over SU earlier this month. Kickoff in this one scheduled for noon. And this is a story that we teased, but I'm extremely excited to share and will actually be featured Friday afternoon during our news hour. Senior Emily Cook from Dover High School is a cross-country runner who was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at just 2 years old. I had the pleasure of filming Dover's cross-country practice last week, spending some time with Emily, a few of her friends, coaches, and her father, learning more about her diagnosis and the obstacles she has overcome now in her senior and final season in high school. More from this, Julian, going to come a little bit later on tonight, and we're going to hear from Emily.
Certainly a great story, so make sure you tune in for that. Jeff, thank you so much. That's it for sports. Your national news is up next.
Catch more of the action on our sports page at 47abc.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Here's a look at some stories that are making national news today, and we start with this. There are new developments in the ugly race for Alabama's Senate seat. A top Republican in Washington is now calling for GOP candidate Roy Moore to drop out in the wake of allegations of sexual misconduct with minors. And a new accuser is also speaking out. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest.
The fight for Alabama's Senate seat. The most powerful Republican in the Senate calling on the GOP candidate Roy Moore to quit the race now.
Do you believe these allegations to be true?
I believe the women, yes.
The Washington Post reporting Moore is accused of molesting a 14-year-old girl and dating teens while he was a district attorney nearly 40 years ago.
To think that grown women would wait 40 years to come right before an election to bring charges is absolutely unbelievable.
Moore, defiant, digging in and standing his ground. But Monday, another accuser stepped forward to say Moore sexually abused her when she was a minor.
I was terrified. He was also trying to pull my shirt off. I thought that he was going to rape me.
Moore's campaign says he's innocent, calling the accusations a witch hunt. More than 40 Republican senators and the White House saying Moore should step aside if the allegations are true.
We're looking at whether or not there is someone who can mount a write-in campaign successfully.
Moore fired back, tweeting the person who should step aside is Mitch McConnell. He has failed conservatives and must be replaced. #DrainTheSwamp. In Alabama, many voters appear to be sticking with Moore.
If it was actually true, this should have come out a long time ago.
Moore has yet to provide the proof that he promised to discredit his accusers. Despite pressure to delay the special election next month, Alabama's governor says the date will not be moved. So Moore's name will be on the ballot, and the state's current governor says that she will vote for Moore. And speaking of that story, we dive into another one tonight. More than 400 people are dead after a 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck Iran and Iraq on Sunday night. And nearly 4,000 are wounded across the region. Many are too far from any medical care to get the treatment they need. The majority of the destruction is on the Iranian side of the border. The quake was so powerful it was felt more than 150 miles away in Baghdad, where U.S. troops say they felt fierce shaking. And because the quake struck so late at night and in a remote region, thousands spent the night outdoors. The two top priorities: getting aid to those who need it and searching for survivors. Coming up, we have the story of a local group using their talents to make sure hospice patients stay warm during the winter months. And a local family lost everything in a house fire this weekend. We'll tell you how the community is coming together to help piece it all back together. You're watching 47 ABC, because local matters.
Have a news tip? Email it to us at newsroom@47abc.com. You're watching the 47 ABC News Hour with Ryan Eldridge, Julian Sador, Jeff Harris with sports, and Chief Meteorologist Daniel Johnson with weather. The 47 ABC News Hour continues right now.
We start this half hour with a story that shows just how amazing a community can be during a family's darkest hours.
Over the weekend, a Salisbury family lost everything in a matter of minutes as they watched their house go up in flames. But as 47 ABC's Danny Bozzini reports, they won't have to rebuild alone.
Guys, it's a family's worst nightmare, losing your home, especially the one you raised your children in. But for the Petersons, that's exactly what happened this weekend. The past 3 days have been an emotional roller coaster for them, but they say thanks to the community, they're feeling more thankful than ever.
No question, by the grace of God, we are still living. Just another minute or two would have been another story.
Susie Peterson says she never sleeps on the couch, but after passing out Friday night, something stirred her sleep.
And I woke up, I guess, around midnight by the smell. And I hopped right up.
Within minutes, the Petersons' home of 16 years was engulfed in flames. Luckily, the family of 5 plus their daughter Dory's best friend, Zoe Lloyd, all got out in time and unharmed.
If it wasn't for Miss Susie sleeping down there and waking up, none of us, I really don't believe that any of us would be alive right now. We got out of the house, and within 30 seconds, it had all filled up with smoke. And next thing you know, the windows were busting, and we just sat there as we watched the house that they have raised their family in just burn down to pieces.
A house filled with memories, now reduced to ashes. That's why Zoe decided to start this GoFundMe page, to raise any money she could to help out. But she never thought people would be so giving.
They lost everything that they had, but just to see the support from the community and the love that's been shown to them has been amazing.
In less than 3 days, the GoFundMe page has already doubled its goal of $10,000, leaving the Petersons almost lost for words.
It's just...
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's humbling. Our pastor, the night of when the fire was happening, he said, I think you're going to see an outpouring of love that you can't imagine. And it's exactly what's happening.
Now, on top of the GoFundMe page, the Peterson School, Salisbury Christian, has donated new uniforms to them, and North Salisbury Elementary, where Susie works, has donated gift cards and meals. The Petersons tell me they can't express their thanks in words for everything that's being done for them and just how amazing the community has been. Guys, back to you.
Danny, thank you very much. Again, that's 47 ABC's Danny Bozzini live in studio for us tonight.
And for those who would still like to help the Peterson family out, we'll have that GoFundMe page link on our website. That's 47abc.com.
And we're taking a look at our Mickey Finn Skycam right now. It is very quiet out there for the moment. No real activity. However, we are getting reports of a little bit of fog in some spots. So we are looking at some fog and a little bit of mist as well. Now, as we head into tomorrow, high pressure building in, and that means we're looking at lots of sunshine for your Tuesday. So lots of sunshine for the day tomorrow, and then your hour-by-hour temperature map. We're looking at temperatures hovering right around 50 degrees as we head into tomorrow. So much, much cooler across the area compared to some other days, but we are actually slightly warmer tomorrow and through Thursday. We're looking at temperatures in the upper 50s at the coast, maybe 60s inland on Thursday. And then Saturday night, a strong front that brings us rain and breezy winds, and then cooler air by Sunday. Ryan.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much. Mount Air Farms is responding to reports that its Millsboro plant contaminated groundwater in the area. Their recent actions include firing the employees responsible for this mistake and designing a completely new treatment facility. Now, the reports were made public by Delaware state regulators late last week. In the time that has passed, we have learned that the company is facing fines and other sanctions because the water may have been contaminated with fecal coliform and high levels of nitrogen nitrate. 47 ABC spoke with an official from Mount Air who says that this all happened because employees were not doing their job properly. That same official says that the new facility will cost $25 million. We're told that while it is being constructed, the state will work with Mount Air and the Environmental Protection Agency to give Millsboro residents bottled water and drinking water treatment. And of course, we want to hear what you think about this story, about the citations. You can tell us on 47 ABC's Facebook or Twitter right now. With that, we turn to a heartwarming story. Coastal Hospice has created a new volunteer group that will benefit their patients.
Now get this, it's all being done through yarn. 47 ABC's Justina Cornell was with the group earlier today and has more on their efforts.
Yarn, sticks, and a close-knit group, creating blankets for patients at Coastal Hospice.
So when I'm done with this, I'll pass this on to somebody.
Coastal Hospice says they provide dignity and quality of life to patients.
We serve patients in the 4 counties, Dorchester, Wycomico, Worcester, and Somerset.
And this new group is hoping to serve those patients, each hand stitching 5 inches and passing it to the next set of fingers.
It's hard to get people to volunteer to knit an entire blanket, but we thought if we got a bunch of people together, we could pass the blanket around and we'd all knit, and you know, it would be interesting for everybody.
Besides knitting these blankets, they are also making twiddle muffs for those battling dementia.
And they have things inside of them that when you stick your hands in, they can fool with them, and it helps the dementia patient calm down a little bit, gives them something to focus on. Because Alzheimer's and dementia is like our #1 diagnosis at hospice, more so than cancer, unbelievably.
We are told these handmade gifts are not only comforting for the cold nights, but it's also warming patients' hearts.
These patients are on a journey that comfort and uplifted spirits means so much more now than maybe in an earlier stage. So they're providing comfort and joy and a sense of caring to people who really need it the most.
Justina Cornell, 47 ABC.
47 ABC learned that they are looking to expand the group in other counties throughout our area.
If you decide to join, make sure to bring washable yarn. They meet every other Monday above the yarn shop called A Little Bit Sheepish.
Catchy name there. All right, it's that time again. We are honoring a local teacher who is making a huge impact on his or her students' lives.
Antoinette Danielle is October's Teachers Who Make a Difference winner. 47 ABC, with the help of Parkside Principal Kimberly Penny, surprised Daniel this morning in front of a class filled with her students. With watery eyes, Daniel told 47 ABC that being nominated by one of her students means so much, knowing she's making a positive impact, especially since that's why Daniel teaches.
I feel humbled. I come to school every day hoping to just teach and touch one life. And it's an honor to teach my students. They call me mom, and I feel that that's such a rewarding label to be given throughout the course of the day.
And if you have a teacher who you think is making a huge difference in our community, make sure you nominate them for November's award.
Just head to our website, that's 47abc.com, and click on the contest page.
All right, coming up after the break, we have the latest edition of Made on Delmarva.
This week, Lisette Nunez takes us to a company that's bottling spirits with a local touch. This is 47 ABC. Stay with us.
47 ABC News, because local matters.
Welcome back. Chief Meteorologist Daniel Johnson has joined us on the desk, and I think we can all agree this weekend felt more like November.
It did feel more like November. I thought I was going to get a little more sun, and be a little bit warmer, but I mean, it stayed down there, man.
We were hoping we would see a bit of a warm up Sunday. We did see a warm up, but it wasn't much. Right. I mean, it didn't feel like it. It was cold all weekend long. We went from 40 Saturday to like 49 on. Yeah.
It doesn't really feel that much different when you get down there.
It doesn't, but we're going to warm up, okay?
Okay.
But will it last?
Look forward to it.
That's the question. It's November, so no. All right, let's take a look at our sky cam. This is a
look
look back.
down right there.
I'm sorry. I always bring bad news. All right, this is a look back at our weather from today. It wasn't the best. It was gloomy. We saw some fog in spots, low cloud cover, and this is what we saw. But again, the golfers are still out. It doesn't stop those golfers from taking advantage of having some fun out there, even in November. Now, weather watchers are calling in, and Chucky and Lewis saying he has some heavy fog right now, and we actually just checked our Rehoboth sky cam, and the ground is wet. So that's definitely the case. There's some fog and some mist out there, especially along the Delaware coast. Carroll and Longneck 44, Ted and Millsboro 43, Tom and Bridgeville 43, Lane and Hebron 45, and Susan and Ocean Pines is at 45 degrees. Temperatures elsewhere, well, 45 and 46. That's a pretty popular number. Except for Dover, that's the exception, 43 degrees. So the chilly air is here, and there's a bit of a northerly breeze, and that adds a bit of a chill factor to the air out there as well. We just saw a cold front push through an area of low pressure off the coast, and that system brought us some rain last night. We saw anywhere between 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch in some spots. Now we're zooming out a bit because the weather to the west, not very active. There are some more clouds pushing across the Midwest. But for us, we're actually going to start to clear out over the next few hours. So gradual clearing tonight, mid-30s, so another chilly night. As we head into tomorrow, the sun is back. We're going with a mostly sunny sky. Today, we saw highs in the upper 40s. Tomorrow, I think most of us should make it into the low 50s, so a few degrees warmer. And it's going to feel warmer because the sun will be out, but still below normal. We should be at 60 degrees, believe it or not. That's our average high. But we're going to be right around 50 across the peninsula for your Tuesday. Look at your futurecast showing that the skies do clear out as we head through tonight. Notice the rain. It is staying off the coast. We saw that rain this morning. The rain is done with for today and for at least the next few days. We're looking at a Wednesday here, middle of the week, a mix of sun and clouds. I do think we'll see a little extra cloud cover at times, both Wednesday and Thursday, but still some sunshine too. By Thursday, we're going to warm up close to 60. Look at these temperatures. We could go above 60 Thursday. We'll watch it. Depends on how much sun we see. And then we dip down to right around 50 on Friday with the return to sunshine as another cold front pushes through. But then a warm front lifts through as we go into your Saturday, and that will bring us some heavy rain at times as we head through Saturday night. This is a strong cold front. We're at that time of year where we see these strong fronts push through and reinforce the cold air. By Sunday and Monday, highs will struggle to get out of the 40s. Back to you guys.
Daniel, thank you. I've been waiting to say this all day. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Especially if you make your way down to Ocean City.
That's true, and that's where our latest edition of Made on Delmarva takes place. This week, 47 ABC's Lisette Nunez goes to a popular spot in Ocean City to see how they're adding a local touch to spirits.
Hi, I'm here to see the doctor.
Password is booze.
Okay, thanks.
What's the password?
Booze. Hi, I'm Lisette Nunez with 47 ABC. This week on Made on Delmarva, we head to Ocean City to check out Secret Distilling Company, a business that is bringing a nostalgic feel to your everyday spirits. This is Made on Delmarva.
A distillery stuck in the Prohibition era. Leighton Moore wanted to set the bar high when he gave the distillery business a shot.
It is, after all, when they get here, always December the 4th, 1933, and it's the last day of Prohibition. If they want to buy any of our alcohol, they have to have a prescription.
What looks like a doctor's office on the outside is actually home to 11 locally made spirits.
But we have, of course, vodka, regular vodka, we have rums, white rum, gold rum, spiced rum. We have gin, which is just vodka that's been flavored with juniper berry and a couple other things that Cody came up with.
Leighton tells us a few years ago, Secrets began distilling at a location in Rehoboth Beach, but they decided to bring their production closer to home.
I developed, while I was in Rehoboth, the lemon drop vodka that we have, our grapefruit vodka, kind of perfected our spice rum. I have full control over every product.
Cody Miller, the head distiller, showed us how they make their flavored spirits. He tells us each of the spirits starts with a raw ingredient, either grain or sugar. In order to make vodka, Cody starts with dried corn.
This is local corn that was grown in Snow Hill.
Cody places the corn into a mill to grind it up.
So we'll put it in here and it'll come through, crush into a flour, and then we'll collect into our trash cans.
Once the corn is grinded, it makes its way to a hopper.
And the hopper has an auger system, a chain link auger system, that is going to drive this grain into our mash mixer. We'll have a paddle spinning, mixing the corn and the hot water. At that point, we're going to cook around 190 degrees our corn. We're going to add a couple different enzymes to help break down the starches and the sugars.
Cody says the mixture cooks 3 to 4 hours.
And then once it's cooked, we cool it down to fermentation temp, around 80 degrees, and we send it to our fermentation tank. In there, we're going to add yeast nutrient and yeast and let it ferment for about a week.
After fermentation is done, it goes into the distill for a series of runs. The runs help concentrate all the flavors and alcohol and removes all the impurities,
leaving all the particulates, the mash behind, all the water behind.
After a final run through the distill, Cody takes the product to a test room.
During each distillation, we're doing about 10 to 15 different tests, just monitoring distillation and the proof.
Once the vodka has been cleared, it's flavor time. Their vodkas get their flavors from fruit through a process called maceration.
We macerate, which means to naturally tear apart, break down. So we'll take, in case of orange, we'll take 24 cases, 12 of navel orange, 12 of the blood red orange, and they peel it, de-skin it, de-seed it, so it's just fruit.
Once the vodka has been with the fruit for a week, it goes to a blending tank to sweeten it. The vodka is then filtered and ready to be bottled. The bottles are first cleaned and then filled.
Right now, the filler is filling each of the bottles.
Each bottle corked and sealed and sent down a conveyor belt.
This heat tunnel will then heat up the sleeve, seal it, and each bottle that is coming down the line will then get a code with a batch number and a bottling date.
And the bottles are ready to be packaged and then poured and enjoyed. Cheers!
We need to go back to the beginning because I love that portion of the story so much.
That
it was
intro?
just fantastic all around, visually.
Well shot and all that. I was like, where's Lisette going?
Going through a door. Password booze. Next week, Lisette will head to Salisbury to check out a business whose pottery can be found throughout Delmarva.
If you have any suggestions on local products we should feature in this series, let us know by emailing us at newsroom@47abc.com.
All right, with that, it is time to announce tonight's second winner of our fall gas giveaway.
Congratulations to April Nelson of Salisbury. Call in by 7 tonight to claim your $50 ExxonMobil gift card. I don't know why I said Salisbury that way.
I don't know.
Salisbury.
I don't know.
And
the
number is 443-783-5109. It was April Nelson of Salisbury. I don't know why I said that.
I'm glad you addressed it. That way I didn't have to pick on you. Be sure to register. Check out the contest page on 47abc.com.
We have 2 winners every weeknight through November 22nd. All right, still ahead. 3rd graders taken to school. We'll tell you what Michelle and Jean taught them.
Right, and of course, we have a black cat who used one of his 9 lives and ended up as our pet of the day. We'll explain. You're watching 47 ABC. Stay with us.
Like 47 ABC News on Facebook.
All right, it's time for the latest edition of Money Insider.
This evening, Michael Anderson discusses tax strategies. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Michael Anderson, and as the end of the year starts to become close, it's time to talk about and think about taxes. Now, I know the stock market has gone up a lot, and our 401ks have become 501ks, and in many instances, we don't have a lot of taxable losses to offset gains, but if you do, here's how they work. So outside of retirement accounts, if you sell something for a loss, that is less than you paid, you may be able to apply that loss as a deduction to offset any taxes owed on anything you sold for a profit. It's called tax harvesting, and some people towards the end of the year, they take a look at their portfolio, and if they see positions that have gone down in value, they might sell them to realize a loss to cancel out some taxes on a gain. Now remember this, there's a law called the wash sale, and what it says is if you sell something at a loss and buy it back within 30 days, you cannot use that loss as a deduction. So if you're intending to sell something at a loss and buy it back because you like that investment, make sure you're aware of the wash sale rule and how it could impact the deductibility of those capital losses.
Money Insider is sponsored by Anderson Wealth Management. Find these stories and more at 47abc.com. Hairstyles brought to you by Designer's Edge.
Welcome back. Chief Meteorologist Daniel Johnson, as well as our sports anchor Jeff Harris has joined us on the desk. I'm just thinking about this cat here, okay, everybody? 9 Lives will tell you how we have one. It's our pet of the day. I have this tease memorized, folks, so go ahead, Daniel. Tell us about the cat,
let's take a look at the pet of the day.
Very
All right,
good.
meet Ziggy.
There's Ziggy.
He is a 6-month-old black kitten. We're told he was found in a wheel well, so he is lucky to be alive. For more on how you can adopt Ziggy, contact Christie's Cats at 302-381-3731.
And don't forget, we have more cute adoptable pets on our website. That's 47abc.com.
All right, I think Jeff needs something to read. Go ahead, Jeff Harris.
Oh, really? Is this for me? All right, it says Eldridge, but all right, it's time for our good news.
That was nice. All right.
Thank you.
Sudden delivery.
A group of students stopped by the 47 ABC station today, and this is a 3rd grade magnet class from North Salisbury School. They got a tour of the station from Michelle and Hisol. Jean was there as well, and we want to hear about your good news, so share it with us at newsroom at 47abc.com, and I took Julian's line.
You did, but it's actually funny because I came in a little early today and I spoke with Michelle, and she said she had an absolute blast with all these kids there and said really good time. I'm sure Jean did as well.
Bunch of smart kids too. They love it. They love asking questions. They learned a lot.
So for all the kids that tuned in tonight to see themselves on TV, I'm sure they want to know what's the weather going to be like when they get to the bus stop tomorrow morning.
It's going to be chilly tomorrow morning, but sunny. All right, let's take a look at a time lapse from earlier today because we're looking at how it was dark early this morning, obviously. There we go. The sun is out. As we went through the day, it was foggy at times today as well. And we're looking at a little bit of fog along the Delaware coast currently, but other locations, just lots of clouds. 45 degrees currently in Salisbury. As we head in through tonight, we're dipping down to 40 by midnight, but early tomorrow morning as the kids head off to school and parents head off to work, we're looking at 30s. Tomorrow afternoon, near 50 with sunny. Sunshine.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much. And of course, we want to remind you about our Keeping Warm on the Shore coat drive that kicked off last week. 47 ABC, McReady Hospital, and Peninsula Dry Cleaners are teaming up to make sure everyone on Delmarva has a warm coat this winter season.
Check your closets for any gently used winter coats that you no longer need and donate them. Peninsula Dry Cleaners will clean the coats and distribute them to local charities across Delmarva.
And be sure to head to our website for a complete list of where coats can be dropped off.
All right, here's a look at what's coming up tonight at 10 on the CW and 11 on ABC with Mount Air under scrutiny. Following groundwater pollution, I wanted the dramatic pause there. We'll speak with officials about how they plan to fix the situation. Plus, in regional news, a hazing death case involving a Penn State fraternity is not quite finished after the FBI uncovers new information.
And with those temperatures dropping and the winter season right around the corner, we'll tell you how to winterize your car. Look for those stories and much, much more tonight. And as always, thank you for making us your choice for evening news.
You got a round of applause for that story from Daniel Johnson. Loves winter. If you missed any of the stories tonight, website 47abc.com.
That's right, and be sure to like and follow 47ABC all across social media.
Join us tonight at 10 on the CW and 11 here on ABC. World News with David Muir is next. Have a great evening.